Welcome, dear listeners, to a special broadcast of Skinner and Chalmers' weekly roast. There is no roast today. There is no weekly schedule. There is only a story that continues to unfold, a thread that we had hoped was cut. Today, the canvas is not just crime. The brush is not just danger. The canvas is reality itself, and the title, the final artwork, The Unravelling. We are not just uncovering a truth. We are racing to prevent a tragedy. And we must do it together.
Welcome back, listeners, to another thrilling episode of Skinner and Chalmers' weekly roast. If you're just joining us just now, here is a summary of the events so far. Roboskinner hacked our YouTube and Spotify account a fortnight ago and uploaded a creepy podcast, a podcast from the unlimited Steam dimension. At first we thought it was just a silly joke on his part, but in the last episode we realized that he did it systematically and was either making a wake-up call, trying to distract us, or trying to establish himself as a tragic figure.
Or he did it to remind people of unlimited Steam, in order to draw enough energy from these thoughts to realize his plan to enter this dimension again. And yes, unlimited Steam was a Twitch stream that started all, but ended tragically.
Thank you, Bartholomew. Either way, Roboskinner must have strategically placed markers all over Memefield to use their energy to open a portal to bring his Chalmers back from his original dimension, at the expense of our Memfield dimension. He could create a crack in our reality.
Like in that cool Doctor Who series with Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor.
That's about it, but that was a series. This is real Gary.
Sounds confusing, listeners. It is, but enough said. We're off in Skinner and Chalmers. Minivan to stop him from ruining everything we have here in Memefield.
For the record, I am driving at precisely the posted speed limit. A speed limit which, I might add, was democratically determined by a town council that included a literal goat. Adherence to the law is the bedrock of civilization. We will save Memfield, but we will comply with local regulations and the law. Because you always have to stand up for democracy, especially in today's world.
Yeah, Gary, haven't doubt that a second. But, well, at this pace, we're at risk of being overtaken by a particularly ambitious glacier. Snails are sending us angry telegrams. I saw a tortoise give us a rather judgmental look back there. It was holding a tiny stopwatch.
He does have a point, Chalmers. A little more urgency might be appropriate given the circumstances.
The circumstances involve driving a minivan filled with a super soldier, an advanced omnic, a beautiful lady and dangerous sniper, my husband, and really a sentient skeleton. I believe on abundance of caution is the appropriate phrase. And Bartholomew, would you please stop tapping on the window with your ulna? You're leaving smudges.
Sorry, Chalmers. I do that if I'm excited.
And he's not tapping, my dear. He's pointing. He's an appreciator of the arts of the sky. He believes that particular cloud formation resembles a wistful manatee contemplating the fleeting nature of existence. He's a poet, you see.
I'm indeed Skinner.
He's a collection of calcium deposits with an unnatural affinity for my good towels.
I can hear you, Chalmers.
Yes, sorry, Bartholomew, I'm just a bit stressed. Anyways, Echo, what's our estimated time of arrival at this quarry of doom?
At our current velocity, approximately 17.3 minutes. However, if we were to increase our speed by a mere 15%, we could reduce that time to 14.9 minutes, a statistically significant improvement.
I feel pressured by mathematics. Fine. But if we get pulled over, one of you is explaining the skeleton to Chief.
Huh? You said my name?
Yes, Chief, but not you, Chief, the Chief, from police.
As delightful as this is, perhaps we should use the time to focus our thoughts. We know the what, a portal machine. We know the where, the abandoned quarry. But we're still missing the most critical piece of the puzzle, the who. Roboskinner is incarcerated. He may be brilliant, but he can't build a machine of this complexity from his cell. Who could possibly be helping him execute a plan this complex from the outside?
A disgruntled former student, one of the golems from the Union, perhaps bribed with the promise of better working hours. Cogsworth is a shrewd negotiator.
Unlikely. The golems have an excellent pension plan now, and they are good friends as well as on our side. And honestly, they wouldn't risk the pension plan for interdimensional treason. It would have to be someone with a high degree of technical skill, someone who could understand his schematics.
Hypothesis: the proxy is not organic. I have been running a continuous analysis of the data fragments from Roboskinner's lost broadcast, referencing them with residual energy signatures from the final artwork, incident, and network traffic logs from the Rhombos mothership event.
And what echo?
The correlation is 93.7%. There is a high probability that his allies, his hands in the physical world, are the surviving Rhombos drones. The ones that escaped the EMP blast on the spaceship.
Ah, yes, the spaceship where I almost died. Lucky we had these hedgehogs.
Indeed, luckily they decided to help you even without the approval from Overwatch. And you mean the small drones that scattered into the sky, Echo. We assumed they were inert without their central command.
They were broadcasting a decentralized plea for a new directive, a digital cry for a king. And based on the energy logs from the asylum, Roboskinner's secret lab was the only device in Memifield sensitive enough to hear it and answer it.
Of course, it's so obvious. Oh, the beautiful, terrible symmetry of it all. The flower beds.
The what now?
Don't you see, Gary? Years ago when Roboskinner first arrived, one of his earliest acts of villainy was reprogramming my Roomba army to destroy Mrs. Lovejoy's prize, winning petunias. We all thought it was a simple, malicious hack, a bit of petty vandalism.
But you're suggesting it was more than that.
It was reconnaissance. It was research. It wasn't just to destroy the neighbors' flower beds. He wasn't just learning how to control them. He was studying their core programming, their network protocols. He wasn't just creating chaos. He was creating a backdoor for a master controller. He's had the keys to every Roomba in Memifield this entire time, just waiting for an army to command.
The lab I helped him build. My help during the final artwork. It wasn't just for a beacon to find his old reality. That was the cover story, the half-truth he knew I would accept.
Chief, what do you mean?
The machine he had me acquire components for, during my phase. He called it a reality anchor beacon. He said it was a transmitter, but its primary function, it was a receiver, an incredibly sensitive, long-range metaphysical listening device. He wasn't trying to call out. He was listening for something to call in.
He was listening for the Rhombos drones, the leftover ones while the Roombos escaped.
I was his cover. He used my guilt, my desire to show Memfield that I am its savior, to blind me while he recruited his army, while I thought I was just dealing with a broken man in a therapeutic construction project. I was actually helping a deposed king find a new throne while I stepped down the wrong path even further.
My word, the sheer diabolical brilliance of it. He probably offered Rhombos help. So you see, because Roboskinner is familiar with the Rubos protocols, he probably offered to give Rubos access to all the local vacuum cleaning robots, while Roombos in return provided any necessary components to turn his portal plan into reality.
And he gave them their first order: collect the rocks from my weekend getaway list. I feel personally violated. That was a prime spot for nice.
It is a perfect symbiosis. Roboskinner provides the strategic intellect and the grand, unifying mission. The Rhombos drones provide the crucial psi parts for his portal, as well as physical labor and a network of surveillance that is functionally invisible. Once established with Roboskinner's help, we've been looking for a person, but his accomplice was never a person. It was an alien entity commanding an army of dust bunnies.
The puzzle is now complete, at least almost. The question of why this creepy podcast was uploaded. Well, your pet skeleton definitely has the right nose. It makes sense that he wanted to stir up listeners' memories to reawaken the unlimited Steam dimension.
Good work, Bartholomew!
Thank you, Chalmers. At over 250 years old, I'm happy if I can still contribute something besides the usual rattling and keep your thousands of pet company.
Yes, indeed. But wait a minute. If you're here, who's gonna look after Gizmo and Mr. Jellybeans?
Well, that could be a problem.
Sonic's hedge, then?
Ah, crap, Sonic's hedge it is. Damn it, they will destroy that thing again. All right, accelerating to a more tactically appropriate speed to hopefully be back soon enough before getting a speech from Sonic again. It seems the snails will have to wait for their angry telegrams.
Chalmers steps on the gas a little more, but only enough to avoid a fine and driving license suspension. Our heroes arrive at a remote location, with gray clouds in the sky and an unusual atmosphere.
All right, we're here. The minivan has, against all odds, survived another one of your scenic shortcuts you have recommended to me, Seymour.
Nonsense, Gary! That wasn't a shortcut, it was a character building journey through Memefield's rustic hinterlands. And this place, it isn't nondescript, it's pregnant with possibility. A blank canvas upon which a great and terrible drama is about to be painted. Feel the energy.
The only thing I feel is a distinct lack of anything. It's just a field. It's the visual equivalent of the color beige.
How peculiar. My joints, they've ceased their usual percussive accompaniment. The silence is quite disconcerting. It's as if the world is holding its breath.
Bartholomew is right. It's too quiet, even for a remote area. No birds, no wind. It's awaiting quiet.
It's a kill zone. Zero cover. We're exposed on all sides. If this is a trap, it's a good one. Echo, give us a reading.
Initiating broad spectrum energy sweep. Scanning for tachyons, chronotons, ambient magical radiation, and residual portal energy. All parameters are within baseline for a typical Monday in Memefield.
A Monday? Does reality have a different flavor on a Monday, Echo? I've always suspected.
The data is inconclusive on that point, Seymour. Analysis of this immediate area is complete. There is no significant energy source here, no residual signatures of a large-scale device, no tectonic instability caused by paprika, no evidence of a recent breakfast inferno. The map led us here, but it is a null set, a dead end.
So Roboskinner sends us on a wild goose chase to the most boring field in the county. It's almost insulting. I expected more flair, some dramatic landscaping at least.
A trap, perhaps. Or, more likely, misdirection. Roboskinner is a strategist. He plays chess. He would know we'd trace his map. He would never place his king on such an obvious square. This isn't the destination. This is the signpost.
York isn't even here, and I have a feeling he is somehow anyway. Has he rubbed off on you, Anna? Don't start making a habit of this cryptic talk.
I learned a thing or two from this charming FBI special agent, yes.
Anyways, back to Roboskinner. He's anticipating our movements. Echo, change your parameters. Don't look for a source. Look for a trail, anything faint, a footprint.
Recalibrating sensors. Filtering for faint, transient energy trails. Ionic decay signatures left by phase. State matter and trace signals from unsanctioned robotic activity. Processing. Yes, I have something.
Marvelous. Is it a breadcrumb trail? I do hope it's Sordo.
Not breadcrumbs. See more. There are two distinct, faint energy trails originating from this central point, heading in opposite directions. Both are heavily degraded, designed to dissipate quickly. One trail heads northeast, toward the old, decommissioned Memfield Observatory. The other leads due south, deeper into the hill country.
The observatory, that place has been shut down for years. And the hills are just, well, hills. Full of my favorite kind of feldspar, but not much else.
He's forcing us to divide our resources. A classic pincer movement. But he's the one in the middle, and we don't know which way he's facing. We have to split up.
I agree. We can cover more ground, and it prevents him from focusing his assets on a single target.
All right, we need to form teams. Logically, Echo, your technical expertise will be vital for whatever is at the observatory. Skinner, you can provide unconventional moral support.
Excellent. And Bartholomew can come too. He has a keen eye for celestial bodies, skeletal or otherwise. I hereby christen us, Team Weird Sciences, to the observatory. Bartholomew, you're on cosmic ray detection.
I shall do my best, Seymour. Though I must say, the badger I saw earlier seemed to be wearing a tiny hard hat. He appeared quite busy. Union business, I suspect.
That leaves us. Anna, Chief, and myself. I suppose we're team. Please try not to get us killed. We'll take the hills. It's rough terrain, but I know the geology. I'll know if any of the rocks look out of place.
A sound plan. We'll maintain constant radio contact. No one goes dark. Check in at least every 10 minutes.
Agreed. Team Weird Science report anything, no matter how insignificant. Team Well, the other one, we move south. Stay alert. He knows we're coming now.
Stay safe, my dear Gary. Try not to let Chief Stoicism rub off on you entirely. Remember the joy of a well-placed pun.
I'll try to contain my excitement, Seymour. You just try not to let Bartholomew get recruited into a Badger-led mining operation. All right, listeners, for the sake of a coherent narrative, you'll be sticking with us. But we'll keep the comms open, so you won't miss any of Skinner's, scientific breakthroughs. Let's move out.
And Chalmers.
Yes, Seymour.
I love you.
I know.
As our two teams of heroes go their separate ways, the sky becomes increasingly dark, as if a thunderstorm is about to hit. Meanwhile, we accompany our brave three heroes Chalmers, Anna, and Chief.
Watch your footing, Anna. This scree is loose. It's mostly shale and limestone, but there are unusual deposits mixed in.
You seem to be in your element out here, Chalmers.
I appreciate a good rock formation. It's solid, it's logical. It tells a story millions of years old. Unlike most of my daily life, which tells a story that makes absolutely no sense and usually involves a burnt meal.
The geology is tactical. This path keeps us in a natural trench, harder to spot from above.
See, he gets it. Now look at this outcrop here. That shimmer, that's high-grade piezoelectric quartz. When subjected to mechanical stress, it generates an electric charge. This entire hill is a natural battery.
So he's not just using the location for its seclusion. He's using the landscape itself as a component.
He's a monster, but he's a clever monster. He chose his location well. He'd need something like this to focus the kind of energy he's trying to manipulate. My God, I feel like I'm narrating a nature documentary about my own impending doom.
Gary, are you there? We have a situation developing at the observatory.
Oh my, by the gods! Is everything all right, Seymour? Is Echo and Bartholomew fine?
Close! Bartholomew just saw one of them. The Badgers. It wasn't wearing a hard hat. It was carrying a tiny sparking device and dragging a length of copper wire. I think they're laying cable. For what? I can only imagine. Perhaps they're finally getting internet in their burrows. Things are getting strange over here. Are you sure this is the right path, Gary?
Yes, I am sure, Seymour!
Stay calm, Skinner. The energy trail was strongest on our path. Keep observing, but do not engage. I repeat, do not engage the Badgers. We think we're getting close.
We are. Can you feel that? In your teeth?
A low vibration. I feel it, like a power transformer is buried somewhere nearby.
And the air, do you smell that? It's not just the pine and damp earth anymore. It's, I think, ozone, the scent of a coming thunderstorm on a perfectly clear day. Like before you tried to supercharge the toaster with a car battery, Seymour.
That was a noble experiment in the pursuit of instantaneous toast.
It was an electrical fire that made the kitchen smell like burnt pennies for a week. This is the same smell.
Quiet, you two.
What is it, Chief?
Listen, under the vibrations.
I don't hear anything but the blood pounding in my ears, and the faint sound of what I hope is not a unionized badger on his lunch break.
A hum, low and constant. It's getting stronger. We're almost there, and we should move faster. Being on the highest point, on a mountain, during a thunderstorm, is generally a terrible idea.
Dear, the hair on my arms is standing up. The static in the air is palpable. He's drawing a massive amount of power.
Oh, I am not trained for this. My expertise lies in sedimentary layers and passive-aggressive notes about leaving wet towels on the floor. This is far outside my job description. Why is it always us, Anna? Why are we always the ones walking up the spooky hill towards the ominous hum?
Because someone has to, Chalmers. And because, for better or worse, we're the ones who know him best. We're the ones he's performing for.
God, York really rubbed off on you. Now down.
What? I didn't.
Get down. Now.
Chief is right. The path crests just ahead. We go low and slow from here, weapons and sleep dart ready. Comms on whisper, only.
Right. Low and slow. My knees are already complaining. This is it, isn't it? We've found the real site. This is where the curtain goes up.
Gary, Echo's sensors are going wild. There's a massive localized energy spike originating from your position. It's not just a hum, it's, well, a symphony of damnation, as she said. Please, whatever you do, watch out for yourself.
Will do, Seymour. I love you too. Till then, over and out.
By Reinhardt's shatter. Chief, what are we looking at?
It's a convergence device. Part particle accelerator, part signal array, part junkyard. The design is inefficient but brutally effective. He's pulling power directly from the quartz deposits under our feet.
Good heavens, it's a monstrosity. It looks like someone tried to build a cathedral out of scrap metal, salvaged television sets, and a profound sense of despair. Those large crystals, those are the focusing lenses, the ones from my rock-hounding map.
And he isn't alone? Look, patrolling the perimeter.
Room boss, dozens of them. Not the household models, they're bigger, reinforced, they move with a military precision. They're not cleaning, they're guarding. They're the leftovers from room boss.
Roboskinner is on the central platform. He's calibrating the emitter array. He hasn't seen us. He's completely consumed by his work. A lonely king presiding over his court of humming, murderous dustbins.
He looks, well, terrible, haggard. Like he hasn't entered sleep mode in a month. That's the face of a man who has stared into the abyss and is now trying to build a bridge across it using sheer force of will.
Obsession is a powerful fuel, but it burns hot and it burns fast. He's running on fumes. We need to be careful. A cornered man is the most dangerous kind.
The light arcing between those pylons. It's unstable. The whole structure is vibrating. If we startle him, he could lose control of it completely.
So we can't shoot him. We can't rush him. We're left with the most dangerous weapon of all.
A conversation?
Exactly. And I have a horrible feeling I'm the one who has to start it. All right. Deep breath. For the good of the town, for the integrity of this dimensional plane. Here we go. It's over, Roboskinner.
Wait, what?